Hi, welcome to HRHeidi Highlights. I'm HRHeidi, and today is a special edition, the Rosier side of HRHeidi Highlights. We have a special guest and my friend, Miss Rosy. Rosy, please share with our viewers who you are and what you do.
Hi, Heidi. Thank you for having me here. A little bit about just an intro, a little bit about my background. I have over 17 years of experience in human capital management with various aspects dealing with, starting with talent management, including learning and development, talent reviews, talent acquisition, high potential development, performance management, and program management. My passion, I'm very passionate about building and growing teams and aligning the talent people agenda of an organization with really to support their business objectives.
Very, very important. And so I wanted to know, what do you think leaders are looking for when they're trying to fill a role?
I'm just going to reference a survey conducted by major job boards recently. The top 3 skills that they identified that hiring managers and company leaders are looking for, what they're seeking in candidates are integrity, soft skills, and resourcefulness.
Gosh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, let's dive into that. You mentioned integrity. How can someone show integrity in a job interview?
I think integrity is key. In a job interview, candidates may want to show or highlight that really by talking about situations, especially things that did not go according to the plan or the results were not what they expected it to be, and really owning up to it. And a critical component of that is sharing what they learned from that situation or how they corrected it. I think that's very, very important. And personally, I think this is an important quality to have in the workplace because it improves the relationship between the employer and the employee and really contributes to teams being able to solve problems very quickly and efficiently. Heidi, I'm also curious, what soft skills do you think hiring managers are looking for?
I think the big one is a problem solver, right? And they're not a problem, right? They don't want a problem. Companies are hiring because they have the problem, whether it's being short-staffed or they're missing someone with the right skills or just need they just need someone to solve their problems, right? So I think that's the big thing. And then looking for the critical observer, someone who can analyze the facts, pull the trigger and make the decision on the information and that facts, right? So many people want someone else to make the decision and it delays the process of what the business really needs. And I would also say the ability to communicate effectively. So what do you think?
One more thing I would add to that is hiring managers also want to know if you understand the company culture and if the candidate is adaptable. They want to know how the candidate will fit in with their culture. So ideally, I would ask a candidate to do some research and then show how they understand the company and the position by weaving that in the application and also in the interview process.
Gosh, you're right. I mean, companies want to know that you share the same values as them. And, that same actually goes with the interviewer. So when you research their backgrounds and you prepare those questions, it's very specific to that interviewer. It shows that you're interested, right? You did your research. And it asks, well, I would also add that it would show that you would have the common interest, right? To build that trust and get them to like you. What are some of your experiences with interviewers?
There's so many. When I interviewed candidates, I think the one thing that comes up for me is I always appreciated conversation where the potential candidate asked questions that showed that they have taken the effort to read about the company or any specific projects, that challenges that we were facing, or even find a way to make a personal connection. I think there are plenty of ways to network today. And I think you can maximize platforms like LinkedIn and local networking groups. When I relocated from New York City to Dallas a year ago, I connected with you and many other wonderful professionals here in Dallas through the HR Dallas chapter, and kept my professional communication going on using LinkedIn.
Yeah, networking is huge and landing the right opportunity and for career growth, right? I know I found some wonderful mentors and resources through Dallas HR where we met. And I wanted to know, kind of going back to the communication, what do you think effective communication looks like?
Effective communication to me is less about talking and more about listening. I think hiring managers, employers are looking for this right from the get-go. They want to know that the candidate can, the employee or the potential candidate can effectively represent the company and really actively listen to their clients' needs and their teams. Having strong communication skills in today's digital age, in addition to being able to write and make solid presentations, I think it's being comfortable with using video conferencing platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Hangout. And I think that is a very essential requirement in today's age, and more so ever after COVID and the virtual environment.
And the good news is, right, that as a candidate, you can actually show this off during the hiring process, right? By emailing them to potential employers, speaking in the video format. So I know like Who You Know is really big about talking about the video, and it's really moving that way. And then of course, practice that active listening, asking the questions, remembering the interviewer's name. I actually had someone who totally forgot who they were talking to, and it was like, I felt bad for them, but it happens. And so it's key to remember that. And then of course, sending that thank you note, that huge follow-up thank you note, or even the video thank you would actually be a great way to do it. Don't you think?
Yeah, yes, that's absolutely right. I cannot, I mean, I in fact overemphasize communication, and I think it also applies to the other end of the spectrum, right? How can hiring managers exhibit effective communication during this process? What's your take on that?
Hiring managers, I think, should share expectations of the interview process with the candidates, right? Let them know what they're looking for, and they should also follow up with personal responses for the interview. Ghosting is not acceptable. It really isn't, no matter who you are and how big a company you are. It leaves that negative impression about the company. If you end up ghosting someone, that's actually someone you don't really want to work for anyways, right? That's just you need to just write them off. But the HR manager should be able to communicate in a professional manner and follow up themselves. Totally.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And again, due to the overwhelming candidate responses from some of the HR colleagues that I know, they're struggling to follow through. And I think this year has taught us more than ever to look for ways to automate and simplify this process. I just wanted to reference a survey conducted by Brandon Hall in early 2020s. 2020, less than half of the responding companies believe they effectively create a great candidate experience. And in that same survey, they reported that 73% of companies care about delivering an excellent candidate experience. So as an HR professional who lives this data point is very promising. It means that we can work together to significantly improve the experience job seekers receive as they look for new opportunities.
Very true. Especially in this crazy mid-pandemic world, every applicant deserves a wonderful candidate experience, right? Thank you. I mean, we could just talk all day long, but thank you for taking the time to discuss this with us. And we wish job candidates the best journey, and know that it's not a stumbling block, but a stepping stone to your next opportunity. Thank you for watching HR Heidi Highlights, the Rosier Side.
Thank you, Heidi.